Well, on the eve of Veterans Day, we are honoring all of our heroes who have given their service and lives for this country. And with us now, Jessie Jane Duff, former Marine Corps Gunnery Sgt, who currently is with the London Center for Policy Research, and Stacy Washington is back with us as well. Ladies, thank you both for your service. As we start this, I want to ask Jessie Jane, I'll start with you. Where are we right now with respect to veterans? Because over the last couple of years, we've heard about the horrible treatment at these VA hospitals, the huge surge in suicides, the opioid crisis, the homeless crisis. It's been one thing after another. Are things getting better?
Well, I'd like to believe that this administration is taking this very seriously because of the action that they've already taken with executive orders and legislation. They now are exposing the employees that are committing these fraudulent offenses, whereas before it was always brushed under the rug or hidden. They are now making sure that that is publicized and out there in the open. However, we still have many problems, as you have mentioned. Yes, there is a suicide problem with veterans. Some of the women that are on active duty or have been on active duty have a higher rate of suicide than those of their male counterparts. But this is something that is not necessarily just a military issue. The fact is that most women who serve have more demands upon them with their families, the care of their children, and there's also that massive guilt complex that many of them have to not being there for their children. We have to remember the military's purpose is to overwhelm and kill the enemy, and often the personal needs of people, individuals, can be forgotten. So this does have an impact. This administration has a long way to go because we're talking about decades of mismanagement.
You know, to your point, last month I was able to interview Shulkin in charge of the VA, and I specifically asked about the spike in women's suicides, and this is what he had to say.
Well, what we know about the women that have served the nation is that those that are getting care in the VA system have actually seen a decrease in their suicide rate over the past 14, 15 years we've been looking at this. But those women that are out and haven't been getting care in the VA healthcare system are actually seeing a dramatic increase, a 98% increase over the last 15 years.
So, Stacy, it's an issue of I still think it's incumbent upon the VA system to reach out to these women because you know, we understand the drama and the traumas, rather, of serving and coming back, and I'm glad the light is being shown now on women vets in particular.
Well, you know, Charles, one of the things I think it's important to highlight is that the Trump administration is looking at other ways of getting help and service to veterans. And one of those ways is to offer them the opportunity to have private care. And in the absence of the repeal of Obamacare, I would love to see them move towards more private care options for veterans who right now they're overwhelmed and the VA system is not adequately staffed or managed to take care of them. And there's a lot of waste there, Charles. $7 billion worth of waste in payments and overpayments.
We need more. Point, why are some of the older veterans or entities pushing back against some like some of these more newer entities that are saying, hey, we'll fund it, we'll try to find ways, let's get private care to the people that keep us safe?
You know, I think it's just the old guard. You like to think that the veterans of today can get the same kind of service you got from the Veterans Administration. It's like that with me and my father. He's a veteran. He always uses Veterans Affairs for medical service. I don't. I've never used it. And so it's a difference in generations and what we want. Options are better. And I really think we need more private service.
How hopeful are you, Jessie Jane, that things are turning? I know you admire what the Trump administration is doing, but there's a lot of work to be done.
Absolutely. We're talking decades of mismanagement. The Veterans Administration has the second largest budget next to DOD. This is a huge amount of money that is going in. So it's not always a money issue. It's a mismanagement issue. They have done audits in the Philadelphia area.
And of course, the bureaucracy we all know about as well. Ladies, thank you both very much. We salute you for your service. Now,
Semper Fi.